Tonight we're back at the site of the train derailment here in East Palestine that happened back in February. 8 months later, still a lot of questions as the cleanup continues, though this phase is nearly complete. I'm joined now by U.S. EPA Administrator Michael Regan, who was back at the site today. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Hey, thank you for having us today.
Yes, you got to see firsthand some of the remediation efforts, the cleanup efforts. What are they still testing for at this site?
You know, right now it's about cleaning up this mess that Norfolk Southern caused this community. Over 92% of the waste removal is done. You know, it's interesting to know over 150,000 tons of contaminated soils have been moved, approximately 35 million gallons of wastewater. So we're just continuing to clean up this mess, I would say, in record time.
Now, are you still testing for dioxins?
You know, we're doing a lot of testing. We're testing the air, we're testing soil, we're testing water. Just in air monitoring alone, over 100 million air monitoring data points that we've collected to be sure that the air is safe to breathe. And so we're going to continue to test the air, the water, and the soil. And we want the people, the residents of East Palestine, to know that we will be here until the job is done.
Now, the dioxins, I want to kind of focus in on this. It's a chemical compound that could cause cancer, a possible byproduct of the controlled burn, something we heavily reported on here on 21 News. There are conflicting test results. There's other testers in the area, some with notable reputations. Andrew Welton from Purdue, Judith Ennick, a former EPA Administrator, you know, as Scott Smith of Eco Integrated. They all have different varying opinions on dioxins. They say, no, the levels are a little higher than what we're seeing with the EPA's numbers. Why not continue to test?
You know, we tested. We've done a very thorough and rigorous testing of dioxins, especially focused on those that might have resulted from the train derailment. What we found is no evidence that there are higher levels as a result of the train derailment. We do know that dioxins persist in a lot of different forms from different things that might cause them. Family barbecues, some things that are sort of naturally occurring. But in terms of the rigorous testing that we've done that to try to connect it to the train derailment, and there's just no connection that we've seen.
The Unity Council Group wants President Biden to declare a major disaster declaration that would unlock FEMA resources. Do you believe that will happen?
Listen, I think the president just recently issued a presidential executive order really calling the full breadth and scope of the federal government to come and bring all the resources to bear. We've been here since day one, and we're going to continue to report to the president on the progress that's being made. But I just had a meeting with the mayor. I've met with the congressional delegation here representing the state of Ohio and this district specifically, and we believe we have a plan to keep everyone safe and hold Norfolk Southern accountable.
So is then that coordinator appointed maybe just the first step? Is it possible you could get that major disaster declaration? Is this just part of the process maybe?
You know, the state has made that request, and in the president's executive order, I think the door has been left open, and the state now has the obligation to submit the necessary information to fulfill that request. And I think the ball is in the state's court to do that. And so we'll see what happens there. Okay.
Now, President Biden did say he was going to come to this site. Have you heard when that might be?
You know, I know that question was asked just last week at the White House press corps. And listen, they have confirmed that the president will make a visit to East Palestine. Not sure. You know, I don't manage the president's calendar in that regard. But what I can say is I'm here today, the fourth time I've been here, to ensure that that people know that President Biden is paying attention and holding Norfolk Southern accountable.
I want to go back to the derailment itself. There is a question that's kind of lingering among people, and you really hear people talk about it all over Northeast Ohio. You know, why did that controlled burn happen? You know, who made those decisions? And I know that you were given facts at the time when you made those choices. During the NTSB's field hearings, it revealed that some of them did not see a high risk of explosion at the time. Also, some said that the temperature may have been dropping. Were you aware of the status of those train cars when the choice was made to do the controlled burn?
Well, you know, those decisions are made at the local level in consultation with the state. Our job is to ensure that it's done appropriately. We didn't make the decision to do it, but we have to help make the decision that it can be done in a safe and reasonable manner. And so, you know, we played the appropriate role there.
Were you surprised, and are you concerned about the OIG's report criticizing your response here?
You know, I meet frequently with the Office of Inspector General, and, you know, we have had a number of conversations. And I think the big takeaway there, the OIG encouraged us to really communicate well to the community and broaden and bolster the risk communication.
How do you move forward, though? A lot of folks saying, well, we didn't have the baseline information to compare what we were seeing as terms of the numbers online. I mean, that already creates, as you can understand, a sense of questions, distrust. A lot of folks don't have trust in the officials that are here at the site, your office. What would you say to people who say, we don't believe what's coming out of your testing and out of your oversight?
You know, what I can say is I'll continue to work with the mayor. I'll continue to work with the congressional delegation. I'll continue to work with the state. We have world-class scientists and engineers measuring, monitoring, and cleaning up this mess. Let's not forget, Norfolk Southern caused this dilemma, and we're going to hold them accountable. We're going to continue to work to earn the public's trust. It's not a gift. We have to earn it, and we'll continue to work on that.
Appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.